Understanding the basics, population and sample. Imagine you're a chef making a giant pot of soup. You have all these ingredients mixed together, creating a delicious blend of flavors. You wouldn't slurp down the whole pot to see if it tastes good, right? That would be impractical and quite messy. Instead, you'd take a spoonful to taste. This small sample helps you understand the overall flavor of the soup. That spoonful gives you an idea about the entire pot. It's a quick and efficient way to gauge the quality. That's what we do in statistics with populations and samples. We take a manageable portion to understand the whole. In statistics, the population is like the entire pot of soup. It's the complete set of people, things or events that we're interested in studying. It encompasses everything within the scope of our research. The sample is like that spoonful. It's a smaller group selected from the population that represents the whole. This sample must be carefully chosen to accurately reflect the larger group. This concept of population versus sample is at the heart of statistics. It allows us to draw conclusions and make predictions without examining every single member of the population. It allows us to make accurate assumptions about a large group by studying a smaller, more manageable one. This method saves time and resources while still providing valuable insights. Let's dive deeper into what these terms really mean and how they are applied in various fields of study. Diving deeper. What is a population? In statistics, a population is everything we want to study. It's the entire group we are interested in understanding. Think of it as the big picture. For example, if we're studying the average height of adult women in India, our population would be every single adult woman in India. That's a huge group. Other examples of populations could be all the trees in a forest, every car manufactured in a specific year, or all the stars in a galaxy. Studying an entire population can be difficult, expensive, and sometimes even impossible, particularly when dealing with large or diverse groups. That's where samples come in handy. Zooming in. What is a sample? A sample is a smaller, carefully chosen subset of the population. It represents the larger group in a manageable way. It's like a snapshot that gives us a glimpse into the bigger picture. Just as a photograph captures a moment in time, a sample captures the essence of the whole group. We use samples to make educated guesses about the whole population without having to study every single member. This method saves time and resources. Let's say we want to know how many hours, on average, students in New York City spend studying each week. This is a huge task if we consider the entire student population. Instead of asking every single student in the city, which would take forever, we could select a sample of, say, 500 students from different schools and grades. This smaller group can provide valuable insights. The information we gather from this sample can then be analyzed to make inferences about the study habits of all students in New York City. This process helps us understand trends and patterns. But for this to work, the sample needs to be selected carefully. It must be representative of the larger population to ensure accurate and reliable results. Section 4. Why sampling matters. Efficiency and insights. Sampling is crucial in research. It makes studying large populations possible and provides valuable insights efficiently. Imagine trying to interview every single person in a country to understand their political opinions. That would be a logistical nightmare. Instead, researchers use sampling techniques to select a smaller, representative group of individuals. By studying this sample, they can extrapolate their findings to the larger population with a certain degree of confidence. The accuracy of these findings, however, depends heavily on how the sample is chosen. A well-chosen sample reflects the characteristics of the population, while a poorly chosen one can lead to misleading or inaccurate conclusions. Section 5. Bridging the gap from sample to population. The relationship between a population and a sample is like a two-way street where information flows back and forth. We start with the population, which is the entire group we want to understand. Select a sample to study, which is a smaller, manageable subset of the population, and then use our findings from this sample to make generalizations about the entire population again. This process of using sample data to make conclusions about the population is called statistical inference, a fundamental concept in research. It's a powerful tool that allows us to understand large groups based on the analysis of a smaller subset, making research more feasible and efficient. However, it's important to remember that the conclusions drawn from a sample are always estimates and come with a certain degree of uncertainty, often represented by a margin of error. The larger and more representative the sample, the more accurate and reliable our generalizations will be, and the more confident we can be in our findings, leading to better decision-making and insights.